I have created an AGI to essentially research, backtest, and now we have the key. We have the final step, and that's the debugging AI. So at this point, 6-7 months ago, when assistants were released, we were able to create one AI that would research the strategy, either YouTube videos or PhD papers. The second AI to code the backtest. But we got stuck on that third AI to debug the backtest because we weren't able to implement backtesting.py. And then tell me what the strategy is. Tell me what the strategy is, AI. The MACD, moving average. Okay, I'm familiar with all of this, cousin. Well, not all of it. I don't know anything. I'm just here existing. I'm just going forward every single day with the same goal while everybody else is jumping from Shopify to agencies to being a coder to doing all of these things. Dude, focus. Because you see how far ahead we are now because we're focused, B. We haven't switched up. We're still attacking the same thing. At the end of the day, I'm following this process. This is my process here. Every single day, I'm either researching strategies or alpha generation techniques, and then I'm backtesting those strategies with good data. And then if they work in the past, they might work in the future. So I go ahead and I implement into bots. Now we have this AI from 7 months ago that I built. Took hundreds of hours, and it does the research of strats by watching YouTube videos, and then it codes the backtest. Okay. You're going to see it right now. So we're almost fully, if I can get this, I know, no, sorry, not if. It's when I get this. Boy, stop. You cannot compete with us because you're here. But I need some of you to leave. I'm sorry, but I need some of you to leave. So if you're not all in on this stuff, get out of here. I'm sorry, dude. This is not for everybody. Please do not share this with anybody. Okay, so this file here, if I run it, I gotta update my API probably. Okay, boom, it's working. So it's processing the trading night. No, this is not working. It's not working. Invalid API key. I gotta update my API key. OpenAI was like, damn, that's going fast, B. I know we got GPT-4 now, but that is fast. I keep dropping my API keys everywhere, and my credits get run up, and that's why I don't share my GitHub, B, because people is quick with that Moon Dev dropped his API key. All right, so I'm gonna make a new API key here. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat. Ah, man. Okay, how do you do this? Let me see. What do we call this? This is the OpenAI swarm. This is the AGI, B. We're here. All right, let me just go dark for half a second. All right. I'm putting my key in. I can't share it with you, dude, because I ain't got that much cash to share with you, dude. Actually, I should just do that. If you come to my channel, you get a free API key if you look long enough, essentially, because I've shown it so many times. If you go look through my old videos, you probably got mad API keys. You probably got mad crypto keys. But are you going to do the work? I don't know. Probably that's negative work. So I'm hoping you don't do that work. Nervous laugh. Okay, let's go ahead and run it now. So we have all of those videos in the file. Okay, don't share this with people, please. Matter of fact, half you leave right now, please. I'm sorry, I love you, but this is not for everybody. It can't be. I mean, it's winner take all. Okay, so now you can see it's processing the trading ideas. So it created a thread with the AI, and now it's going ahead and developing the the strategy creator AI is coming up with the strategy that was talked about in that video. So that's already sick, right? But then the second step, remember, first step is research. Second step is backtest. So right now we have the AI researching. Okay, perfect. He figured out what the strategy is in that video. You can see it says entry criteria, trade execution, exit criteria. The reason he wrote this out so well is because he's sending it to his homie to do the second step: research, backtest, implement. Of course I want to clone myself, dude. Of course. This is what I do. Research, backtest, implement. You see it every single day. Bro, there's no cap around here, dude. I do what I say and I do what I do every single day, and you see it, dude. Boom. Backtest. Okay, I got mad ideas now. So this is where we're at, essentially, because now we can see here, we have this other file that tries to debug it, but we can't debug it because we don't have backtesting.py in the environment. They don't allow for that in the environment. Let's go ahead and see if they've updated anything first before we get into our solutions here. Let's say, all those terminal screens, but it is what it is. I'm not turning that off. That's for sure. Oh, my mic is going in and out now. Fudge. Dude, I don't know. I think this is God telling me not to share this with everybody. So, I'm sorry. This might be the end. My voice is lagging. It's back. I told you, anytime I'm about to show you something that is like, anytime I'm about to show you something that's gonna mess up Wall Street, they cut me off. I'm not capping anymore. Like at first I was like, kind of like leaning into that theory of anytime I'm about to show you anything like groundbreaking, my mic starts dropping, my computer starts dropping. I thought love was sharing. I do share. That's all I do, bro. That's all I do. And that's all I'm going to continue to do. Is just when I start to share too much, Wall Street cuts me off. You see it. It's not even a joke anymore. Sharing is love, Blackfish says, of course. Is it all good now? Are we can we hear me now? Let me know when the voice gets choppy, all right? I mean, it's probably going to get choppy when I get back into this, but let's see. Might be a self-fulfilling conspiracy, sure, but I don't know. I'm not here. I don't make the rules. It's just every time I get into something really good, they start chopping me up, B. They start chopping me up, so. I've been clear? Okay, OX says we're good. Sharing is love. Love is sharing. I agree. Wholeness, brother. Cool. All right, just let me know if that changes, all right? Is it going to be that much better than GPT-4o? Because I heard it's slightly better than GPT-4o. And we don't need slightly better. We need... Honestly, we could use GPT-3.5. That's what I'm trying to say is we just need the backtesting.py accessible by AI. See what I'm saying? Because they don't allow us to do that. Douglas says you will either buy the graphics card, an ASIC, PC, or pay the cloud servers to use their equipment. NVIDIA, someone came out with an external graphics card. A 490, Trent says, is like 5 times as thick as your laptop. You need a big PC case. I'm going to have to try it out. Claude 3.5, OX Aqua said. Doug says, though, if upgrading and doing ML AI, get a new CPU and NPU. Yeah, I think I'd get like a new computer if I go that route. Otherwise, I'm just going to use GCP, Google. I just want to be cool there and say an acronym like you guys keep giving me these freaking acronyms. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm just going to start using acronyms as well, like GCP. I know that's a pretty basic one, but I don't even know if it's right, but we'll see if you get it. Smarty pants, since y'all are so smart, so much smarter than me. I don't know all these acronyms, dog. The mumbo jumbo. I don't get it, but I like it. I like it because you guys throw it at me, and I know like if you throw it at me, then I need to know it. So I appreciate your minds. You guys share so much with me, and I really am grateful for it. Isaac says there's some smaller AI models out there. Ideally you can use the quantized models, smaller, efficient models. Blackfish says, guys, he has a MacBook. He doesn't need a 4090 local LLMs. And here's a bunch of training data. Yo, thank you for that training data from Hugging Face. Blackfish says, that's true if you are running Apple Silicon. Yeah, I'm using the M3 Max Pro. So like I've got a really good Mac. It's the best level of all the AI stuff so far. You have a live programming window that allows you to visualize the code. Really? It's and that was fudge. I didn't write it down. I'm gonna go. What was that? That was the Claude. Dude. This is tough. Claude Sonnet 3. What about racist? Being racist. You funny, dude. You funny, dude. I was just butthurt by Anthropic. That's it. So see what else there is here. We're all learning today, Douglas says. Yes, we are. Random Pill says, you're killing it, Moon. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. Yo, Aqua says, I'm going to look into how you can create an ENV with Python and backtesting PY. I feel like I can cook something up. Dude, if you can cook that up, it's game over. It's game over. It's game over. If you cook that up, if you can figure out how to get backtesting.py in an environment where AI can see the bugs. For example, like, okay, I run this code here. There's going to be bugs. Okay, and it says no module found. What I need is this bug to be sent to AI with this code, so it can be like, oh, well, I know how to fix that, and then it outputs the new code, and then there's another bug, and then it outputs the bug. But you can't have backtesting PY in OpenAI right now, so I'm not able to do that loop. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Damn, I missed this message. Damn, I'm so sorry for your loss. That is crazy. That's some crazy stuff. You never know when you're gonna lose somebody, dude. Hug your loved ones, man. Send love to others. 777. Okay, there's mad local AIs now. I don't know if the local AI is the way I want to go though, so I'm not gonna go that way. But I appreciate all the local AI ideas. I'm trying to stay loyal here to OpenAI, but I mean I'll use Anthropic if needed, if it's really better. But if it's not really better, then I'm staying with OpenAI, because my philosophy in investing is long the freaking leaders, bro. Don't be a genius. Long the leaders. Long the leaders. So they're gonna last the longest. Anthropic is OpenAI. I don't know if you guys know that, but like, it's the people who made it's like a team from OpenAI that wanted to be safer than OpenAI, and they just went ahead and started their Anthropic, and now Homeboy is doing the same thing. So they're just going to continue. OpenAI is going to continue to spawn these little like knockoff OpenAIs that are like, they use their quote, they're saying they're going to be safer, but like, who the F? No, you're just a cult. You're just a cult of employees that moved to Anthropic instead of OpenAI, and you're using a marketing pitch of safety and all this, but you probably just as greedy as Sam is, B. So like, get off, like, just get on the ride. You're just jealous. That's it. So I don't know, dude. I know for a fact that somebody's going to win this race, and I hope that it's all going to be safe. But the thing is OpenAI is not worried about safety. They're just trying to be the first to AGI. And I know China is not worried about safety. So you want AGI in America or China first? Because I know those mofos out there ain't worried about no safety, B. So what's the point of spinning off Anthropic from OpenAI, or those homeboys like Super Silly Intelligence or whatever, Super Silly Intelligence that just launched because he wants to be different than OpenAI, or you got pushed out of OpenAI, whatever. But like, long the leaders, B. Long the leaders. They're the first here. They have all the cash. I know other people, like, because the thing that happens is, okay, OpenAI launches, and then VCs or angel investors that can't get into OpenAI, they're going to throw all their cash at whoever's next. And they're the second person. But in my opinion, OpenAI is going to win this game. And everything else is just like secondary beta, like trying to catch up. And eventually they're going to run out of cash. And OpenAI would probably buy them back or something. That's my guess. I bet OpenAI buys either Anthropic. Nah, they probably won't. Actually, because they push those guys out. They don't want them out in there anymore. They're too worried about like trust and safety. And I don't know. I'm not educated enough on trust and safety with AI specifically. But I do know for a fact that China is not worried about that stuff. So I'm betting on Sam to get there before China does. You know? That's where I'm at. So I'm just trying to have AGI in America before, because it is what it is. I'm American, B. Aqua says, I feel like yes, OpenAI is the leader at the moment, but open source always wins long term, and especially with the AI, it has to be open source. Yeah, that's cool too. I agree with that actually. The thing is open source typically is gonna win, and I love how Mark Zuckerberg is pushing open source so hard. That's better for the community. But the company, I'm saying the companies, open source, obviously, so the next generation of AI is going to be built off open source, but the companies that are competing in it, you got like OpenAI and Facebook. Facebook is too distracted to really be the king, to really be the leader of AI. Facebook's too distracted. I love that they're making it open source though. I would love if open source won, but like, you need a leader to win it. You need a winner to lead it. And that's why like you see so much. If I go to GitHub, I can find any type of software for any business pretty much. It seems like developers just don't care. They don't care about business, it seems. No offense to everybody in the audience. No offense to literally every single person in the audience, but developers don't care about business. So when you find one that does, like Sam, I don't even know if he's a developer. I think he is, yeah. But then you have to back him, because the only way you can make all of these GitHub files come to life is if you have somebody like Sam or Steve Jobs or Elon to actually like bring this stuff to life. If it's just a bunch of guilfoils up in there that are just like trying to compress data and make it better and faster and never launch, then that's different, right? Like you can't. That's not somebody that can lead a revolution. That's why I'm backing OpenAI, because I back founders. That's all. And Sam, right or wrong, he's viciously attacking AGI. The other guys, they're like kind of pretending to be like all about trust and safety, and maybe they are about it. I don't want to take it away from them, but like, one company is going way faster than the other, and I hope this all turns out right, and we're not like killed by AI or something. But that's also like a very developer-y way to think about it. That's like a cynic. I'm a hyper optimist, so it's just like, okay, let's see who can get there faster and pull the most good out of it. Because if what I like about OpenAI is they're just, this whole time, or at least for the last couple of years, they're just like, yo, here, Moondev, here's all of these AIs that can do the sickest stuff ever that you can't even imagine to do. And now you're doing things that you would have never imagined that could be done. And now I'm not even doing it, dude. I'm just talking about it. Guilfoyle is a legend. I love Guilfoyle. FS Trent says he's a Guilfoyle. Everything should be locked down. Open source is the greatest security risk in the world. Everything should be locked down. I mean, are you being facetious or? No, it doesn't matter, Anil. Doesn't matter what you call yourself. It's what you do that counts. I absolutely agree, Anil. That was just a curious question, and you guys are the right people to answer it. You know, I'm not gonna like ask somebody. I don't know. I don't know who else to ask. I guess. My last title was systems architect, and also team lead. I'm from the Caribbean, from the islands. Which island, Aqua? Which island? Douglas says, like structural engineer to calculate load weights to make sure it works, and a house interior designer is looks. Yep. FS Trent says, and it was multiple system engine integration, front end, back end, and multiple API integrations, data transformations, host conversions, and multiple payment platform cards, and ARC and EFT. Too much to list. So you did everything. You were like the CTO, and they gave you that title. Douglas says, I jumped on the Discord down to help in the circle or hang out. Yeah, dude, please do. The Discord is here at the bottom of the website for anybody that wants to join the bootcamp. You can read about it there, but you don't need to join it. You can join it later or whenever you want. 100% money back guarantee. But at the bottom is the Discord. It's free. Okay, you're from the DR. The DR. Okay, cool, dude. Okay, dog. Hit me up, dude. If you S tier, though. FS Trent says, I was a C-suite Black Ops rapid development live intervention analyst developer for 24/7 online financial systems. That is a mouthful, Trent. Hey, my name is Trent. I was a special ops, like, oh, you in the army or something? Oh. Douglas says he's just north of you in Florida. We triple S? You triple S? Dang, we got the same insurance, B. I'll join the Discord. FS Trent says CTO Stoll laughed at my idea for SSD on our Oracle servers. The CEO overrode, and the CTO won the CTO of the Year award. State for it. Dang. Yeah, man. I picked up mad chicks with that introduction. Oh my god, you're funny, B. Picked up mad chicks with that intro. Alright, well, I'm gonna dive in here because it's been like 8 hours that I've been talking to you guys, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those people that don't want to hear these smart brains, because I learned so much from everybody in here. So if I learn it, you learn it. That's it. If I learn it, you learn it. Everything I learn, you learn, because I'm here, you here. Much love to everybody. So let's go first to what Jane said. Look at this. Somebody said esoteric yesterday, and I was like, what the F does that even mean? Because I said like estrotic. I kind of know I know what esoteric means. I do. Okay, so actually, you know what I think I did? I think I saved it. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Oh, I saved it in here. Below is the code that we have done so far. So this is all of the code here to do that AI thing we were talking about, the AGI. And I feel like we're at AG. We're at AG and we're getting to the I. Now that I've shook some people out of the audience by talking for an hour and a half. Anything is better than snow, B. I agree. How to get out that cold. Let's go ahead and Let's hit a refresh on Luxy. Here, I want to go ahead and make sure I copied all this stuff. Okay. I guess we don't really need a refresher. Let's go ahead and see what she said. Based on Jane's statements provided, here's how her ideas align with addressing issue you're facing with the inability to install backtesting.py in the OpenAI environment, which prevents the debugging AI from running the code and printing the statistics. Jane's suggestion was use a library instead of Selenium. UI, press buttons, and use the user interface via Python instead of Selenium. Data movement solution. The tool provided helps move the data from your systems to facilitate completing the missing steps. High level idea for AI swarm automation. The ultimate goal, automating the entire trading process with an AI swarm. Research AI reads papers, extracts trading strategies, Backtest AI translates strategies into code for backtesting. The debug and execute AI debugs the backtest and runs it to print the results. Integration with the existing code. Research AI data analysis. Jane's idea aligns with the current create and run data analysis function that generates trading strategies based on input ideas. The backtest AI, this aspect needs modification to address the inability of pip install backtesting.py. Currently, the create and run backtest function creates the backtest code using backtesting.py. Resolving the installation issue. Since the OpenAI environment prevents the installation of backtesting PY, you may need to consider alternative approaches to conduct the backtesting or resolve the installation constraints. Possible approaches: custom backtesting solution. Develop a custom backtesting module tailored for the AI environment with the necessary functionalities. Limited functionality backtester. Reduce the dependencies on external libraries like backtesting.py to create a lightweight backtesting system within the environment's constraints. Remote execution. Run the backtesting code on a local machine or a cloud server accessible by the OpenAI where backtesting can be installed. Review the current architecture to determine feasible adjustments to the backtesting code within the OpenAI environment. Consider adapting the backtesting functionality to work with Reliance backtesting.py. By aligning Jane's suggestions with the AI swarm and addressing the current constraint related to backtesting integration, you can enhance the automation process efficiently. All right, what y'all think about this? You guys think this is got any legs? Because I didn't, to be real with you, I don't understand what Jane was trying to say. Based on Jane's statements provided, here's how her ideas align with addressing the issues you're facing. So use a Python library instead of Selenium. What the F do you mean? I'm not using Selenium. Data movement solution. The tool provided helps move the data between your systems to facilitate completing the missing step. Yeah, ain't it for me. But Douglas says, hey Moon, you ever try the voice typing dictation on the Mac yet? Nah, not yet, dude. But that is on my list of things here, so I'm gonna try this right now. Actually, I got a couple ideas here of how to complete this loop, and I'm gonna keep checking back every like 3 months because eventually we're gonna get this. I know it. I know it. I mean, we figured everything out, dude. I know this is the hardest one so far, but we figured everything out. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is, To be real, I don't know what Jane's talking about. So let's read what she said. What she said. This is what she said up here. Dang, I wish I was smarter, B. Jane's idea about fixing the RBI, open source large action model generalist artificial narrow intelligence that controls completely human user interfaces by only using natural language. What the F does that mean? Please LF5, bro. Please LF5. Jane, where you at? Good morning. The excerpt you provided presents Jane's idea about dressing a project involving an RBI research back to implement approach and utilizing an open source large action artificial narrow intelligence and ANI. I've never heard of that. That interacts with human user interfaces solely through natural language. Large action model. Jane suggests leveraging a large action model, which implies using a robust and sophisticated artificial intelligence system capable of handling complex and diverse tasks efficiently. Human interface control via natural language. The ANI is designed to control human user interfaces entirely through natural language. This approach simplifies interaction and enhances user experience by eliminating the need for manual input methods. Oh, excuse me. Probably scared you. Methods like clicking buttons or using commands. PyWin Assistant functionality refers to a tool named PyWin Assistant. Visualization of thought simulating spatial reasoning in large language models. Possible reference to a feature of or methodology that enhances the AI's comprehension and reasoning abilities based on visual and spatial cues. Data transfer solution. Jane mentions providing a solution to move data between systems boxes to bridge any gaps or facilitate progression in completing the project's tasks. This functionality is aimed at helping overcome missing steps or data transfer obstacles. Integration emphasis. Jane's ideas emphasize the integration of advanced AI capabilities, efficient user interface control, optimized tooling like PyWin Assistant, and effective data. In summary, Jane's suggestions advocate for leveraging sophisticated AI models, optimizing user interface interactions, utilizing custom tools, prompting advanced reasoning techniques, and addressing data movement challenges to elevate the project's functionality and efficiency within the described RBI framework. Dude, my brain's about to explode, B. This is a mouthful. Yo, I say explain it like I'm 5, dog. Yo, if you talk to me, dude, talk to me like I'm a child, because I am. Let's see what Social Watch has to say here. I haven't tried the voice dictation yet. It means machine can see the human controls and interact with them. That would be sick because I could build out Luxy in order to do this. What happens when you go to Luxy AI? Luxy AI. Can I type right away? Come on, baby girl. Can I type right away? And then I can send it? Perfect. That's good. Because I can type right away and then send it. So, how do I automatically copy the text from terminal and then paste it in a browser? I can use Python code for this. Because if I can use Luxy, then I can just go ahead and say, boom, copy the terminal. Brant says, just use Python module. Don't worry about all the other BS. What do you mean? What do you mean, dude? That made no sense to me. That made zero sense to me, dude. Again, remember, my brain is way smaller than yours. So essentially, you said just use a Python module. Don't worry about all the other BS. Cody says, I've been using dictation for 8 months now, and I love it. Real quick with commands. Where do you use the dictation from? It's really cool, man. Open interpreter. Dude, how confident are you in open interpreter? It seems like you're like so confident in it that this is going to solve the problem. How could open interpreter solve this problem? Can using open interpreter solve this problem? That's dope. Thank you for sharing this stuff with me, dude. And thank you for. Hey, can you hear exactly what I'm saying and then just go ahead and send it back to me in Spanish, please? Hey, yo. Can you hear me? Connecting. Hey. Hey, can you speak to me in Spanish, please?
¿En qué te puedo ayudar hoy?
I need you to go ahead and tell me what to do with this problem because I'm very stuck. So let me explain the entire problem here to you. Essentially, I have an AI that will go ahead and watch YouTube videos or read papers to figure out what the strategy is behind them. And then after that, it sends the actual strategy to a second AI. And that second AI goes ahead and it codes the backtest. But I need a third AI to debug that backtest. And there's a huge problem here that they are not able to debug it because they're not able to run the backtest because it can't install the backtesting.py library into the OpenAI environment. So I'm stuck on that part with these 80% done backtests in code that I have to debug myself. But the goal is to have a third AI do the backtesting. But you know the problem of backtesting.py. There's a bunch of solutions that we are thinking about. One solution could be to copy the error and send it to a website that uses AI like ChatGPT, and then it can debug it. The other solution is to use something like Open Interpreter. The other solution is to build our own backtester. What do I do? Say it in English though.
Entiendo el problema que estás enfrentando. Aquí hay algunas sugerencias que podrían ayudarte a resolverlo. 1. Usar una herramienta externa para depuración. Como mencionaste, podrías usar servicios como TryGPT para
Hey
enviar
yo,
los errores y
yo.
conseguir soluciones. Esto podría automatizar el proceso de depuración en parte,
Hey,
aunque podrías
hey, shorty.
necesitar una integración robusta
Okay.
para hacerlo eficiente. 2. Open
She's straight, man.
Interpreter. Es una opción viable si te permite ejecutar comandos y scripts en un entorno
I told her
controlado
English.
donde puedes instalar y utilizar
English, please.
Got it? I'll switch back to English. Here are some suggestions to help you with the issue. 1. Use an external debugging tool. As you mentioned, you could use services like TryGPT to send errors and receive debugging solutions. This could automate part of the debugging process, but you'll need a robust integration to make it efficient. 2. Open Interpreter. This is a viable option if it allows you to run commands and scripts in a controlled environment where you can install and use backtesting.py. You could automate debugging by using this tool to run backtests and resolve errors. 3. Build your own backtester. While this requires more time and effort, having your own backtester gives you full control over the process. You can design it to be compatible with your AIs and ensure it runs smoothly in your preferred environment. 4. use local environments or dedicated servers. If you can move the debugging and backtesting process to a local environment or a dedicated server, you could install backtesting.py without issues. This way, the third AI could access these resources for debugging. 5. Docker containers. Another solution is to use Docker containers. You can create a Docker image with backtesting.py and all other requirements installed. Then, you can run these containers for your backtests and debugging. Among these options, using Docker containers or moving the process to a local environment or dedicated server might be the quickest and most efficient short-term solutions. If you want something more scalable and long-term, building your own backtester could be the best approach. Which of these solutions seems most viable for your current situation?
Honestly, I don't know, B. I'm trying to think that through. That's why I asked you, which one do you think is the best? I can do anything.
Considering your needs and the current challenges, here's a recommendation. Docker containers might be your best option. Here's why. 1. Ease of setup. You can create a Docker image with all the necessary dependencies, including backtesting.py. This avoids the issues with installing packages in restricted environments like OpenAI. 2. Consistency. Docker ensures that your backtests run in the same environment every time, eliminating works on my machine problems. 3. Scalability. You can deploy Docker containers on various platforms, from your local machine to cloud services, making it easy to scale as needed. 4. Integration. Once the Docker container is set up, you can automate the process where your third AI triggers the container to run the backtests and handle debugging. To get started, you could create a Docker file that installs Python and the backtesting.py library, along with any other dependencies. Then, automate the process to build and run the Docker container whenever you need to backtest and debug. Does this approach sound like a good fit for your situation? If you need help with creating a Docker file, I can guide you through that.
Hey, Shorty, this kind of makes sense to me, but I don't use Docker much. Can you explain to me how I would? I just don't understand it still. Like how do I send the Docker image to OpenAI? Because it seems like the problem is OpenAI doesn't allow you to run your own backtesting or gosh darn it.
I understand the confusion.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
clarify a
confused.
bit.
Thank you.
You wouldn't send the Docker image to OpenAI directly. Instead, you'd run the Docker container on a different machine or server that you control. Here's how it would work. 1. Create a Docker image. This image would have everything needed to run your backtests, including the backtesting.py library and any other dependencies. 2. Run the Docker container on your machine or server. You'd run the container on your local machine, a dedicated server, or a cloud service like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. 3. Communicate with the container. Your AI.
Yo, my friends are saying that that is not going to solve my issue. For example, Brant says you're going to end up in the same spot with Docker. That's not the issue you're trying to solve. And then FS Trent says he wants me to use Docker, but I don't think it's going to solve it. Brant keeps yelling at me about Open Interpreter allows changes in your environment. And Trent says Docker images are used to spin up multiple identical new servers on demand to handle workload. So remember, the problem is that OpenAI won't allow me to install backtesting.py. So after the first AI creates the strategy, it sends it to the second AI to code the strategy into a backtest. But that backtest has bugs, obviously. So that third AI needs to be able to debug it. But in order to debug it, it needs to be able to run the code. Since OpenAI doesn't allow us to run the code on their server because they don't have backtesting.py installed and they won't let us install backtesting.py, we can't actually run the code. And if we can't run the code, then we can't debug the code. And everybody's telling me that Docker is not the solution. So what else you got, B?
Got it. Given the constraints and feedback, it sounds like Docker isn't the right solution for your specific problem. Let's consider an alternative approach that leverages Open Interpreter or a similar solution that allows you to control the environment more directly. Here's how you could approach it. 1. Use Open Interpreter or a local environment. Set up Open Interpreter on your local machine or a dedicated server where you have full control over the environment. Ensure that this environment has backtesting.py and any other dependencies installed. 2. Integrate with OpenAI. Your AI running in OpenAI's environment can communicate with Open Interpreter or your local environment via an API or direct network connection. When the second AI creates the backtest code, it sends this code to the local environment running Open Interpreter. 3. Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Keep going. Keep going. Explain number 3.
Sure, let's delve deeper into how you can modify the AI in OpenAI's environment to interact with the local environment running Open Interpreter for executing and debugging backtest code. Step-by-step process for number 3. 1. Setting up the communication. First, ensure that the local environment running Open Interpreter is accessible via a network. This could mean setting up port forwarding if you're running it on a local machine, or using a public IP address if it's on a server. You'll need to secure the communication between your OpenAI environment and the local server. This could involve using HTTPS and API keys to authenticate requests. 2. Sending the backtest code. After the second AI generates the backtest code, it needs to package this code and send it to the local server's API endpoint. Here's how you can do it using Python. You can see the code in our conversation history. 3. Handling the response. The local server will run the backtest code and capture both the standard output and any errors. The response from the server will be a JSON object containing either the output of the backtest or any errors encountered. 4. Debugging the code. If there are errors in the code, the third AI can analyze these errors and make necessary adjustments. It might involve parsing the error messages and identifying common issues, e.g., syntax errors, missing dependencies. The AI can then attempt to fix these errors and resend the modified code to the server for another test run. 5. Iterative process. This process can be iterative. The third AI sends the backtest code, receives errors, makes adjustments, and resends the code until it runs successfully without errors. Here's an example of how this iterative process might look in code. You can see the code in our conversation history. 6. Security and reliability. Ensure that the communication between OpenAI and your local server is secure. Use HTTPS and authentication mechanisms to protect your data. Implement error handling and logging on both the OpenAI side and the local server side to monitor the process and troubleshoot any issues that arise. By setting up this workflow, you create a robust system where your AI can effectively debug backtest code by leveraging a local environment that supports all necessary libraries and dependencies. This solution circumvents the limitations imposed by the OpenAI environment and allows you to achieve your goal of automated debugging.
Do you think this is going to work though?
Yes, I believe this approach has a high likelihood of working, provided it is implemented correctly. Here's why. 1. Control over environment. By using a local server or a server you control, you can ensure that all necessary libraries and dependencies, including backtesting.py, are installed and properly configured. This eliminates the issue of not being able to install specific packages in the OpenAI environment. 2. Flexible debugging. This setup allows you to run and debug code in an environment where you have full control. The third AI can leverage this environment to run the backtests, catch errors, and make iterative improvements, thus achieving the goal of automated debugging. 3. Scalability. If you find that the process works well on a single machine, you can easily scale it by deploying additional instances of the server as needed. Docker can still play a role here to ensure consistency across these instances. 4. Security and communication. Properly securing the communication channel between the OpenAI environment and your local server ensures that the data and code are transmitted safely. By using APIs, you make the process modular
Enjoy
and
that
easier to
bat,
manage.
dog.
Key considerations for success. 1. Reliable network communication. Ensure that your local server is reliably accessible from the OpenAI environment. This includes setting up proper network configurations, securing the endpoints, and handling potential network issues gracefully. 2. Error handling. Implement robust error handling, but both in the API server and in the AI logic that sends and receives data. This will help manage any unexpected issues and ensure the system is resilient. 3. Iterative debugging logic. The third AI needs to have intelligent logic to parse error messages and modify the backtest code accordingly. This might involve some trial and error initially to refine the debugging process. 4. Monitoring and logging. Keep detailed logs of the interactions and results. This will help in troubleshooting and improving the system over time. 5. Scalability and maintenance. As the system grows, consider how you will manage multiple instances, updates to the Docker images, and overall system maintenance. Implementation plan recap 1. Set up Open Interpreter on a local or cloud server. Install all required libraries and set up a web server to handle API requests. Create an API endpoint. This endpoint will receive.
So tell me how, okay, tell me this. Tell me how I can go ahead and set this up on my computer with Code Interpreter. And then later, I would like to set it up on like a VPS or something, if that's possible. So first, walk me through how to figure this out, how I put the backtesting.py in the Code Interpreter. I'm still not super clear on it. So walk me through that process. Give me a diagram if possible. And then we will go ahead and do this all on my local computer, which is a MacBook Air. No, it's actually not an Air, it's a Pro, but it's a MacBook M3. Walk me through that process and tell me if it's chill. I can build it on my computer first and then later do it on a VPS or something that is non-local. I'm done talking. She's trash. Let's be honest, B. That was cool. That was a cool experience. But they're not focused, B. Focus is everything. They're not focused on this desktop app. I can't even see the stuff. Focus is everything. You see that? So you doing too much, ChatGPT. You doing too much. I showed you everything though. I showed you where we're at. So I'm out.